Right. Welcome to the Wolfpack Man YouTube channel. Old Man, Old Packs. We got the Red Wings, got the Lions, and we've got 34-year-old packs of 1991 Topps football. 55 cents a piece for these packs. Pretty funny. I don't even know who's a number. Is that number 16 or number 18 underneath? Don't know who that's supposed to be on the front. Let's just say it's Warren Moon for lack of a better description. So 660 cards in this base set. That's a huge base set for football. That was insane. So Topps got a little carried away. There's probably Waterboys cards in this set. There are Hall of Famers like Jerry Rice, Thurman Thomas, Barry Sanders, Lawrence Taylor, Joe Montana, Ronnie Lott, Bruce Smith, Richard Dent, Mike Singletary, Warren Moon, Emmitt Smith, Dan Marino. So all the cool guys. Some of the rookie cards, Todd Marnovich, Dan McGwire, Russell Maryland, Mike Golic, Chris Zorich, and Herman Moore of the Lions, which I would love to pull a Herman Moore rookie because he was cool. So let's do this and see who we get. They're cello, so they went from wax the year before with gum to cello this year and no gum. So this was a transition year for Topps, getting out of the wax business. Probably that Upper Deck pressure from Upper Deck had something to do with it, because Upper Deck was just killing it with all their product for a couple years now. So Topps had to do something. They couldn't just rest on their laurels. I think 16 cards per 16 cards per pack, including a 1,000-yard club card somewhere in here. So set that pack there, and that's 32 cards. This is going to be fun. So here's what the back of the cards look like. Jeffrey Miles, Dallas Cowboys. And then here is, check it out. He's in his college uniform. So this is a draft. Look, it says draft pick on it. So I'm going to set that one off to the side because it's a draft pick card. Anthony Toney. That's that could be a card straight out of the 70s, because most of the cards in the 70s were posed like that. Bernd Brostek. Don't remember Burn. Here's Rickey Jackson, New Orleans Saints. Pretty sure Ricky's a Hall of Famer. Let's see, card 313. I'm almost positive, but yep, Rickey Jackson. So there's our first Hall of Famer. Could be our only Hall of Famer when you got a set of 660 cards, but one's better than none. Rob Carpenter. Interesting picture. Emmitt Smith. His second year card. Oh, look at that card. Super rookie Emmitt Smith. I don't have that card, so I'm happy to have that card. Oliver Barnett. Whoops. That was a checklist. There's Oliver Barnett showing off some dance moves. Here's a checklist. I see Vinny Testaverde, Jackie Slater, Gary Plummer. So there's what the checklist looked like back then. Back in the day. Don't need to see that. Clay Matthews. 591. He's not a Hall of Famer, is he? Nope. But 582 is Deion Sanders, but not Clay Matthews. Andre Bad Moon Rising. is the 1,000 yard card. MSU player. Cool insert. Here's a Patrick Hunter. John Kidd. That's a weird picture. Morten Anderson. So we got a Hall of Fame kicker as well. Rob Burnett. I actually like these cards that are vertical or horizontal instead of vertical. Dexter Carter. Remember Dexter Carter? Good player. Tony Page. And I think that's halfway. I think we're halfway through. Tim McDonald. Cardinals. Mark Jackson, wide receiver for the Broncos. Good player. Jeff Legman of the Jets. Jets. Mervyn Fernandez of the Raiders. And I think Mervyn Fernandez might be a Hall of Famer. So, what number is Mervyn? 104. I'm almost positive about that. Yep, Hall of Famer Mervyn Fernandez. So up. I saw this card. Mike Kofer, kicker card. Who's number 9? Holding for him. That's not. No, Steve Young was number 8, I think. Okay, Anthony Bell. Oh, that's kind of a neat card. Albert Bentley. Look at that. Michigan I knew that. He played for Michigan of the USFL in 1984 when they won the championship. Thought I recognized that player's name. Irv Pankey for the Rams. Ken Hull. All-Pro Ken Hull. Eddie Anderson, safety for the Raiders. How about 1,000-yard rushing club, Thurman Thomas? That's awesome. That's so awesome. Thermal Thomas. In Rod We Trust. Rodney Peete. I have to go back and see who is 23. Is that Barry Sanders standing in the background of this card? That's cool. I might gotta set that one off to the side. I guess I don't have a whole lot of room, man. Sammy Smith. Chris Callaway. Gary Anderson of the Steelers and Rob Massey of the Saints are the last 2 cards. Gary Anderson, card 293. Nope, not a Hall of Famer. I thought he might be, though. But that was cool. And as if that wasn't enough, I do have, if you looked at the title, I've got a pack of Hall of Fame cards to open as well from 1991. Same year as these TOPPS cards. And this is the ENOR. See ENOR down, that's the company. Official Pro Football Hall of Fame Canton, Ohio cards. So every one of these cards is pretty much going to be a Hall of Fame player. So these are just fun. I picked up about 10 of these packs on eBay. And honestly, every time I open one of these, it's just fun. Sonny Jurgensen. There's a name you haven't heard from the Washington Redskins. And that's what the back of the cards look like. They all have this picture of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And he was elected to the Hall in 1983. I didn't know he went to Duke. Oh my God, look at that helmet. See, that alone, that picture alone made this pack worth it. That Redskin, a big R with that is cool as the rule. Jim Langer from South Dakota State. Oh, he must have played on did he play on the undefeated Dolphins? 10 seasons. Yep, he played on the perfect 17-0 Dolphins team. Jim Langer. Gale Sayers. Oh, so cool. Everyone saw the movie Brian Song. This guy, one of my favorite players growing up. Gale Sayers. Wow. Lamar Hunt, elected to the Hall in 1972. He was the driving force behind the American Football League. It's that set up in 1959, even though he was only 26 years old at the time. So Lamar Hunt. Len Dawson for the Kansas City Chiefs, Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl 4 MVP. And that's when I was living in Fort Leavenworth, Kansas. So I was a 1-year Kansas City Chiefs fan. Bob Lilly, Cowboys. Lilly was the Cowboys' first ever draft choice in 1961, the year that I was born. So that's kind of cool. Bob Lilly. Roger Dodger Staubach, 1963 Heisman Trophy winner. I love these ENOR cards. Here's Stan Jones, elected in 1991. Two-way lineman from the University of Maryland, played 13 seasons in the NFL from 1954 to 66. Wow. Stan Jones, two-way lineman. Earle Greasy Neale, elected in 1969, an extensive college coaching career preceded his entry into the NFL in 1941. He quickly built his second division Eagles into contenders, and he won NFL championships in 48 and 49. Both titles came by shutout scores. How about that? Earle Greasy Neale. Bet you when you got up this morning, you did not expect to see an Earle Greasy Neale card. And the last card today is Joe Stydahar. Was the Bears' number 1 choice in the first ever NFL draft in 1936. A 60-minute player. He led the Bears line during the famous Monsters of the Midway era. He often shunned wearing a helmet until NFL rules forced him to comply. It was no coincidence that Joe's 9 years as an active player coincided with some of the Bears' greatest years. He played on 5 divisional and 3 NFL championship teams. He was an All-NFL 4 times, 1937 through 40. He died in 1977 at the age of 65. Did not expect to see this card today either. When I got up or when you got up. But how cool is that? Earle Greasy Neale and Joe Stydahar, Stan Jones, Roger Staubach, Len Dawson, Bob Lilly, Gale Sayers, Jim Langer, Sonny Jurgensen, to go with Thurman, Emmitt, Morten, Rickey, Mervyn, and really, let me do this really quickly. No, what am I saying? Barry Sanders, number 20. Duh. Why did I think that 23 was Barry Sanders? Man, shows. Getting old. All right. Peace and pickleball. Peace and pickleball. Go Lions. Go Red Wings. Go play pickleball. I'll see you guys on the courts.